Welcome back to the IWAR Network Tubecast. I'm your host, IWL Commissioner Juan Cena. And with me, as always, IWAR Commissioner Matt Riley. How you doing tonight, Matt?
Oh, I'm Jiffy.
I heard that you're an ass man. Is that true?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm an ass man.
Well,
I'm an ass man.
I won't deny it.
Ridiculous.
I guess they couldn't get away with saying I'm a boob man.
No.
You know they thought about it.
What if we do this? You're a boob man, and you come out on stage with two big boobs behind you.
Vince, I'll never get on TV.
I didn't ask you.
Ridiculous. Today's episode will be the March Cycle in Review. And I guess we'll start out with our questions taken directly from the IWAR Network Facebook page. If you're not a member of the IWAR Network Facebook page, what's wrong with you? What's your problem?
Yeah.
Although I probably should do a better job vetting who I let into that place. That's all the
Oh,
story.
your Kashmir Mutafin isn't a real person? That's what you call the internet. Thank you for calling. My name is Steve. Dude, I don't care if your name's Steve or not. Just help me out, man.
I'm particularly salty for this one, so I don't know if I'm gonna be.
I'm playing hurt, so let's do it.
We'll start with our good friend Tim Riggins III, who asks, has there ever been a list of who's heel or face in each IWAR leagues? Any thoughts on a current list? Thanks.
Yes, there has been.
There's only 3 faces in the entire IWAR.
Well, there's Senor Lucha.
Yeah.
There's Jamie Montgomery.
He's an ugly face. I don't know if he's a face for real, though. I put it this way. I would say this. 5% face, 20% heel, and then the rest are tweeners as fuck. That's why me and Matt we get in arguments when we do the most popular and most hated, and I keep on telling him, like, oh no, this person's the most popular. It's like, he's a heel. I'm like, he's a heel?
Yes.
No. I thought Jane Red was a heel for like 8 months.
Jane Red is a heel.
She's a face.
But now she's a face. Now let's do a little
it's confusing. I don't know.
We have hot off the presses the most popular and hated list for the IWAR.
Yeah.
Coming up in the next issue. Now, before I go into that, I'll tell you this. We did a couple of times in the BRL the dirt sheet.
Yeah.
Initially was set up to basically mark people off as faces or heels. And it's kind of like wrestling nowadays. It's less about face or heel and more about what you're doing. Like Braun Strowman in the old world would have been the monster heel.
Agreed.
But people cheer him because they like the fact he comes up and just beats the shit out of people. I'm not saying he couldn't be a face and he's funny, but I think that the pure face is rare nowadays.
Yeah.
The good guy classic. Because what happens is when they try to like force somebody down your throat, Roman Reigns, fans rebuke it. They're like, no way, man. So here's the popular hated list as of the most recent voting online, which, by the way, if you're sitting there going, well, how come that guy's that? The first question to ask yourself, did you vote? We have 118 members on the IWAR Facebook page. We had 15 votes. That's 15. So
yeah, fucking step up your game.
Yeah, like you know, and the thing is, this is for all leagues. There are some people that voted and they didn't vote for like a BRL, they were in the CWL, or they didn't vote for the IWL. That's fine. That's totally fine. You don't have to vote in the league you're not in, but vote in your league. And people will say to me like, how come my guy didn't get representation? You got one vote. One vote. So if you're getting one vote, you're not doing something right. Like, put your work in. So, for example, our most popular list. Do you want to go forwards or backwards? Go from the top down or?
No, bottom up.
Bottom up, okay. At number 10, Jordan Drake from the NWL. So Jordan Drake is kind of a tweener, but he does a really good, like his TT is strong. That's a strong TT game right there. And he's in a good feud. There's things going on. So something to write about. He got, I think it was 3 votes. No, I'm sorry. He was part of the 2-vote collection. We ended up, that was a judge's decision. Which, so you know, when it comes down to like a tie vote, Juan and myself act as tiebreakers. We kind of lobby who we think would be the best of the remaining ties. Jordan Drake won on the strength of his trash talk. At number 9, Senor Lucha, IWL.
Still think Lucha's a heel, by the way.
It turns out he didn't kill a guy. So
Well, wait till next cycle.
he burned down an orphanage. Sanya Luch is a classic good guy. Pretty simple to write, straightforward. He's in a bizarre feud with Black Demon.
Hashtag Lucha Me Too.
What is Lucha's dark past? Coming in at number 8, Jane the Vixen Red from the BRL. We talked about this a bit ago. Jane Red is one of those pivotal figures. I think Jane Red is a character that, if she was in real life, she would be popular because she's become so successful.
Yeah.
Like, she's had so many big wins, and Catfish Rob does a great job writing Jane Red.
And she has a hairy cooter.
If you're into the hero suit women, there you go.
Yeah. 70s style.
Speaking of 70s,
It's literally a bikini of hair. Just red hair.
Here's a note for all you budding porn stars out there. If you don't want to hear the Indiana Jones song in your head when you're going downtown, have it trimmed. All right, number 7, Jamie Montgomery, Mr. Magnificent, CWL. He's come in, strong babyface promos. He's in a feud with Barry Stevens, and he's trying to bring Dixon Ticonderoga under his wing. Got a lot going on. Well-written, strong face promos. Number 6, the Monroe family, IWL. They had votes for multiple members, so we just combined them, which is fine. Actually, I do that for some people, like Noble House for a while had that problem where there were so many members of the Noble House that they were getting votes individually.
They were splitting the votes.
Right, so I just actually contact the manager and say, hey, if you want me to do this, I'd rather who would you like to have be representative of your group? And if you're wondering, well, how come I didn't get that message? You didn't get the votes. So there it is. Number 5, the shocker of this list, El Barbero, BRL. El Barbero has been around for a long time. He is an awesome character. He is the masked wrestler. He does the drawings each cycle with Gato, his sidekick.
I think Gato's more over than El Barbero.
He might be. He didn't get any votes though. But and please don't vote for him. El Barbero is in a feud with Jim Spur, who's doing the good guy thing. Now here's the thing: El Barbero, number 5 most popular, is a part of the Disciples of Doom, one of the top heel groups in the BRL, led by Ghostly Shadows. So it's Ghostly Shadows, Saskatchewan Sasquatch, El Barbero, the Chief Bulgari Fox, Jane Red, the Endgame Brothers, Vincent Payne. So those guys are all in this heel stable, and yet El Barbero is popular. I sense a true face turn coming for El Barbero. That's just me. Number 4. Ricky Kyle, the IWAR World Champion from the CWL. Kyle writes kind of a cocky promo, but he's the cocky youngster people would like. I can see, he kind of like Tommy Rich if he didn't hit the bottle so much. So Ricky Kyle doing his thing, strong promos, involved, trash talks. There you go.
And here's the IWA's highest selling barbecue sauce.
He sure does. Tangy. Number 3, from the NWL, Gary Galaxy. If you don't have a chance to read it in the league, check it out. The NWL has some fantastic trash talk right now. Really, it happens to us every time. We're like, oh man, we just graduated a bunch of good players. What are we going to do? Strong players come in. So Gary Galaxy has kind of a Buzz Lightyear thing going on. You really got to read it to enjoy it, but you should read it and enjoy it. I know I do. Part of the Blazer Corp. At number 2, from the BRL, Money Driven, Mike Sebastian. So there's another guy who is tweener / babyface. He's more babyface because of who he feuds with and how he ends up carrying himself. He's a member of the Suburban Hell Savages. We're kind of a, face. They are the babyface group led by Punk Rock Mike. And it's always fun to read Mike's trash talk. Mike Sebastian writes great promos. Check him out. Good stuff. At number 1, the most popular wrestler this quarter, from the BRL, Punk Rock Mike. The leader of the SHS, always great promos, really work well off what's given to them. They give other people things to work with. It's a fun time to feud with them. Great job, always good read. So a strong MVP type player when it comes to trash talk in the BRL. So that's our most popular for this past quarter. And we'll bring this up again probably in July. Most hated. All right, number 10 from the NWL, the Nightmare, Johnny Carnage.
I hate that guy.
He's a jerk, but he's a good jerk, so it's great to have that kind of effort. I really think ever since that huge brawl they had a couple cycles ago, it's really helped establish some traction in the league as far as angles.
Did you know that number 9 in my top 10 movies of all time is The Jerk with Steve Martin?
Somebody hates these cans.
I love that fucking flick. Just wanted to say that.
It's a good movie. At number 9, from the BRL, Ghostly Shadows. If you know me, you know I'm a mark for Ghostly Shadows, but fantastic character.
Modern day Papa Shango.
I wouldn't insult him that way. I'd say he's more Undertaker with a
Papa Shango.
I will say my favorite thing about Papa Shango is that performer, I can't think of his real name right now, but he also does the Pimp. And
you mean the Godfather?
The Godfather.
You mean Kama Mustafa?
Yes. He appeared on a local wrestling show and they billed him 3 times in the poster.
There it is. There it is.
Hardest working man in wrestling. At number 8, from the IWL, Fortune 500, Aaron McFleece. He's a jerk. He's at money. You know, I don't like him, but that's me. He's part of the Midnight Society. They have a stupid owl. They're all dumb. Screw those guys.
Really good TT, and he's doing that. He was doing that Extreme Frisbee League for a while. So.
Yes, an internet meme gone horribly wrong. At number 7, from the CWL, Joe Boring. Joe Boring did a fantastic thing. He made me laugh out loud reading a bulletin back in NWL. His promos were so awesome. They're so boring and just monotonous that you're reading it, and it's just fantastic. He would be again. I judge things often in the way by could I see this guy as a real wrestler? Could totally see Joe Boring being a real wrestler. And his sudden out of nowhere turn to heelness on Forgotten Vagrant was out of the blue, but much appreciated. Number 6, the IWL, the leader of the Midnight Society, Winston Smith Jr. He is also a big fat jerk. Screw that guy.
Fucking creep.
He hangs out in libraries, I'm just saying. Winston Smith Jr., again, a fan of the owl. I hate the guy. And you would too. Listeners, listen, if you want to really enjoy this stuff, make note of these names, go to these leagues, and look at their TT. You'll understand why. Number 5, from the BRL, Hot Stuff, Adam Cash. He's a jerk. I know it. And you're going to see a little bit edgier stuff out of Adam Cash. I've been kind of holding back the last few months to kind of be nice. I think that's over with. You'll see. I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
You'll see. At number 4, from the BRL, the Black Superstar, Bobby Bedlam. The leader of the Noble House, and a man who has been on the rise in the last 6 months.
In the ring and in his pants.
Yes. You might notice all his promos waist up. Man's a menace. Number 3, from the IWL, Tim Riggins III. TR3 has really come a long way in the last year or so. And his shocking turn to join forces with Luther Alexander, just not nice, dude. Not nice.
No.
He does a lot with a little promo, so I always enjoy his very concise work. So check out Tim Riggins III. And coming in at number 1, the most hated man in the IWAR, the CWL's Barry Take-A-Knee Stevens. He also led all wrestlers with the most votes this time around. Last time it was Luther.
Stop kissing Matt's ass, guys.
This goes back to my theory about could you see this guy as an actual pro. If there was a real Barry Stevens right now, he would be the most hated man in wrestling easily.
There is one out there.
He's a Democratic guy. He's not quite what Stevens does. Stevens crosses way more lines. I try to go with a fun approach to it in a degree. I enjoy writing Barry Stevens a lot. It's one of my favorite writes. So if you check out the CWL, you'll see some very angry promos. So there's your popular hated. So to answer that question, but to get to a thing overall is as far as wrestlers being popular or hated, the easiest thing to do is read their promo and look at it like you would a wrestling promo. Would you hate this guy? Would you be annoyed by them? Do they do dastardly things, or is their promo just boring? Which I think happens. Unfortunately, one of the side effects of the Attitude Era, and especially the Monday Night Wars,
ECW especially.
the 15-minute in-ring promo where nothing gets said. And you see a lot of guys, you know, they title their promo. They come down to the ring with 3-piece suits and a brass button and a red handkerchief, and they got black shoes, and they detail them perfectly. They get in the ring, and they talk about how everyone else sucks and they're the best, and nothing really gets said.
Or you can do what I do and use bad grammar to get heat. So there you go.
Yes. I've always been a fan of misspelling my enemies' names. That really irritates people.
Next question.
Yes.
Tom C. chimes in with, who is the most underappreciated wrestler in each league? I don't know. I think we tend to appreciate everyone who does good work.
Yeah,
Misfit Messiah. 'Cause we don't talk about him at all.
Yeah, he does some good TT when he shows up.
Yeah.
It's always strong stuff. I would say Soldat Petrov. I think we appreciate him, but I just think he doesn't realize how when I open that bulletin, I'm looking for his TT.
Milton Snodgebuster.
Those guys are good too. Those guys are
good.
trash talkers.
They are good.
You know, there's certain guys that write they're kind of like Punk Rock Mike and his crew, where they write good stuff that's interactive. You got to kind of follow along because there's a story being told. CWL, Dixon Ticonderoga is going to be good. I'm looking forward to his TT. IWL wise, I would say
Pastor Payne for the IWL.
Yeah, I was thinking like that, the Team International, because a lot of times a lot of guys don't trash talk, but when they do, it's like, oh, cool, and then you miss it and you go for it. The next thing you're looking for, oh, it's not there, boo. So NWL, so we cover BRL. I would say underappreciated, probably Misfit Messiah. He does good TT. I think Gunter and Stryker do good stuff. They just need good feuds. Same with Jimmy North. There you go. Jimmy North and the Russian Roulette group. They need a good feud. Give them a hell, guys.
Next question. Spencer Dobson asks, has there ever been a league with match limits? Like no more than 10 matches per wrestler? It could be a poor man's version of the High Rollers League.
It's very poor, man. I don't think there has per se. There may have been back when I had the weekly report. I think you got one match. And you had to pick who you wanted to fight. It's been a long time, but I remember the weekly report. I had to go and look through for find my match, and it was just one match. So you kind of were built on that. And the weekly report was a weird cat. It was a really weird thing. But there's never been a match limit league. I suppose if you were going to say IWA, we want to do a league with as few matches as possible.
We're just not going to make any money for you.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, it has to be some sort of way of saying reverse it, where you say, okay, it's going to be 5 matches or 10 matches, but the winner gets a pot of credit, some kind of crazy prize to make it worthwhile.
I mean, I can just take a dead league and do that. It's because in some of these leagues, a 10-match limit per wrestler to give them more matches than they do right now.
Yeah, absolutely. They're totally a series of dead leagues. Yeah. Oh, they could always be the next Pro Wrestling Guerrilla League.
If you're the commissioner of that league and you're listening, I apologize in advance. But come on,
all right, I'm gonna make a league called the WWE League.
Come on.
How about the TNA League? What about the Greater Tri-State Metro Region League?
The Southpaw Regional Wrestling League.
Yeah, whatever.
I apologize. Right. I don't mean to make fun of people.
This is the salty edition, man. Fuck it.
Man, what the fuck, man?
Yeah. All right. So that's a no on that question, but again, you'd have to find a way to justify it.
You jumping up and down on your bed?
No. But my new microphone works pretty well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, that's also been a surprise. The apparent need to use another league to get your league over, which, my feelings on interleague pay-per-views, as far as league versus league,
I just don't understand why they can't just do a IWAR or a Cage of Honor or something like that instead.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Do that.
Cage of Honor is back, so they kind of get that thing going.
I'm a big Cage of Honor fan, by the way. I mean, I've done the Walk of Shame many nights.
Yes.
Walking home. Same days I have to wash my dick out in a motel sink.
Hey, we've all been there. This should be brought to you by Palmolive.
I don't use that. That doesn't come off because it's concentrated.
Oh, right.
That shit does not come off for days on end.
Yeah, it is.
So I'll be in the shower the next day and there's fucking suds everywhere.
Damn.
Yeah. So don't use that.
Don't get dishpan hands or dishpan penis.
Just bring your own soap with you if you know what you're doing.
I'd say surprise is NWL wise, Big Bad Bob.
Yes.
I've enjoyed his work. I want to see more from Big Bad Bob. Oof. Dixon Ticonderoga was a big surprise in the CWL.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to more of that, as with Montgomery. I still think Joe Boring's heel turn was a big surprise for me.
I agree.
Again, like it was one like, oh my god, really, oh shit. IWL wise, I'd say the Empty Grave.
Yeah. That was a shocking turn of events. We still have the fake Cena Lucha. That's
right.
Nice. That's nice. I was surprised.
Oh boy, I just think there's been a lot of good stuff. I would say probably one of the bigger surprises for me has been the strength of the NWL. I thought we were really going to go through a downtime.
Yeah, you guys always panic about that. I usually say, hey, don't worry about it. They bounce back, and they always have. They always have. Next question. I don't know who Tom's favorite wrestler is. So
Toriano.
Should there be an IWAR Players Hall of Fame?
Yes.
We should have an IWAR Hall of Shame.
Yes. Well, I've always had an idea for a Hall of Fame that was centered more on the players that were behind it, because the IWA Hall of Fame as it stands right now is just a collection of names. I mean, yes, there are names in there, some stand up more than others, but I think it's 700 names in there now.
Yeah, I mean, if I were to do a Hall of Fame, they have to have some sort of positive contribution to the game, not just a player who plays.
Right. I don't know if you ever read Bill Simmons' Big Book of Basketball or not, but I did. And one of the things he talked about in it I always liked was a pyramid Hall of Fame process.
Yeah.
And the idea is your longtime stars who did a lot go in that first tier. Your big stars get the second tier, and then your absolute best, like your 10 best of all time, get the top tier. But that top tier can change over time. You can swap in somebody who, over time look back and go, they were good, but they weren't like as great as this guy is,
Right.
I've also liked the idea of like eras, so Hall of Fame for the the 90s, the 80s, the 70s, because like wrestling now is different than it was 10 years ago, and so on.
Big time.
IWA wise, I've always thought of kind of like a Players Hall of Fame where you talked about players who did a lot for the game, that brought a lot of characters or creativity or whatever it was. You could have commissioners, you could have just competitors, stable people, a big roster. It would be a way to recognize a lot of different types of players that way. And the idea I was thinking kind of like a Ring of Honor type thing, where we just gather up people in the game and say, hey, like when the IWA did the first Hall of Fame, they put about, I think, 6 or 7 of us. It was myself, it was Keith Maple. God, I'm forgetting half the names now. But like we were asked to kind of submit our names for Hall of Famers. So when you look at the actual first 10 names, I think John Elway was the first quote unquote like $1 million guy, whatever it was, and then the rest were all kind of like voted in. Mm-hmm. Which like by today's standards, all you got to do is hit 1,000 wins or 5 million. Now 5 million is way harder to earn than 1,000 wins. We've had guys at NWL burn through 1,000 wins in less than a year.
Yeah. Not
that hard to do. But 5 million takes a while to earn. I mean, I've had Atari and Cash and Fatty since 2010, 11, and they're all like 3 million mark, so it can depend. Again, if you have one wrestler, you're just pouring your money into one wrestler, you're going to earn faster. But I was thinking more of an aspect of a thing where we kind of recognize some of the players who've made a big difference, and we make a fun little presentation out of it. So, something to think about.
All right, that's all for questions this cycle. So,
whoa, what about the invitation only league?
Oh yeah, I was gonna talk about that separate, but
okay.
I'll talk about it now. I mentioned this on the UNL Tubecast. Make sure you catch the UNL Tubecast. That comes out every 3 weeks. Kind of spitballing a concept and an idea for an invitation only league, which would be literally what it stands for, an invitation only, where I would, if I'm the commissioner, and obviously I would be, it would be invitation only. That's it. That means I would pick the managers who would be able to compete in that league, and if I don't pick you, you ain't competing in that league. In all reality, what it would be is something more to the effect of, there would be only 20 wrestlers in the league. Everyone else would be on a waiting list. And then if you're average under a 493 per every 4 cycles, your wrestler's gone.
My God.
If you don't TT, your wrestler's gone. If you go inactive, your wrestler's gone.
No.
And then there would be some kind of insane credit prize attached to it that would be completely nuts.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah, that's how I would do it. But yeah, so I've been playing with that concept. I wonder who's going to steal it from me, like all the other concepts that get stolen from me for new leagues. But but you know, it's something that I'm toying in my mind about establishing, perhaps at some point, someday. It would be super competitive. I don't know if I would even put limits in it. Fuck that. I wouldn't even. Well, maybe not. Maybe no limit. It'd still be the 20 wrestlers that are in that league or 20 managers. But that was it. That'd be it. 20 managers. That's it. With an insane prize. Oh, there would be like minimum match requirements too. All kinds of crazy shit like that, but no. Again, still coming up with the concept. That'd get me a ton of fucking heat too, wouldn't it?
That could, yeah.
I'd be like, no, I don't like you. I don't like your TT, and I don't like your face. You're not allowed in my league. Fuck off. That would get me a tremendous amount of heat.
What about a league that's kind of like the UWL, where the champ gets to kick somebody out?
Well, yeah, I mean, it'd be like the Survivor. So I guess we have some sort of Survivor league, but I don't know if the IWA will let us do that since they already do that.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, the UWL's thing is that it's a secret. You don't know who's.
Yeah, and it goes away too for a little bit, and then comes back.
Right.
But you know, there's definitely. I guess what I'm trying to say, there's definitely different concepts for leagues. And I'm talking about like they're doing a unique stuff in the High Rollers League. They're doing unique stuff in the Monday Night League, which I don't know if it's launched yet. I don't think it has. There's other unique concepts. The only thing that worries me about like these high concept leagues, and if I would ever do a high concept league, is like I don't know if they necessarily would last the distance. Or they wouldn't go to distance in terms of, you know, we probably get 2 years out of it, and then we end up making a regular league. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Before we have to make a change, but yeah, I'm considering doing something like that at some point, in the not so distant future. Maybe not. I just want to play with my friends. I don't like the rest of you guys.
Yeah, jerks.
You guys are all my friends.
You're my only friends.
They're my only friends. That's it. That's it for questions. And we'll start out with the BRL. All right, BRL, cycle 512, league champion, winning $50 in IWA credits, money-driven Mike Sebastian, TV champion, Misfit Messiah, Atlantic champion, Grand Sabrosa, Central champion, Chief, Bold, Gray, Fox, Dixie champion, Vicious, Vincent Payne, Eastern champion, Liberty Monroe, Mountain champion, Product of Arrogance #1, Northern champion, Product of Arrogance #2, Pacific champion, Ghostly Shadows, Prairie champion, 16, Southern champion, Hot Stuff, Adam Cash, Western champion, Rick Challenger, Tag team champions, Colonel Dirk Vanderback and Sergeant Dagger Vanderback, TV tag team champions, Rick Riley and Rick Challenger, six-man champions, Midnight Warrior.
Bad Company. Bad Company.
Who?
God damn hack.
Just never heard of them. Six-man champions, Midnight Warrior, Moon Warrior, Shadow Warrior, and TV six-man champions, Teen Stars, Selena Gomez, Selena's entourage, Isabella, and Selena's entourage, Miguel. So, Matt, what's going down in the BRL?
There's too much going down in the BRL. It's
That's
just
what she said.
an action-packed league. We have lots of TT, lots of energy going on, so good to be in the BRL right now. We have Mascara Negro finishing his interview, more details, more mystery. We have Tegan Sweet causing trouble. We have Steve Stryker getting attacked by the Messiah. We have Venom Scott, who we think isn't Venom Scott.
Why do you think it's not Venom Scott this cycle, other than his poor grammar?
I don't think it's Venom Scott because I don't think the XPL would put all this work in to set up a BRL XPL rivalry and not mention it in their own report. Like, they wouldn't say, like, we're going to show those guys. And again, my feelings on the league invasion type thing. It's like the weak leagues always want to invade the strong league. You don't see the BRL going to, like, the LWL being like, man, what are you guys doing? Man, we got our own shit. Like, if your league's good enough, you don't have to worry about other leagues being needed to make your league more exciting. Always focus on your league first. Like the BRL, we have page after page after page of trash talk. Mm-hmm. I don't need to sit there and go, man, all this stuff. Let's focus on some other league first instead and blow off my own guys.
Yeah.
No, it's not going to do. So that's just XPL in senior style. We have some trash talk from Latin, which I won't get into. You'll get into that later.
Yes, I will.
We have a nice promo from Questionable Motives, who are building up their big match with Blood Money. This cycle was WrestleRama, so the results, while they are in this bulletin, the next bulletin coming out will have the actual pay-per-view write-up. We have Sir Gunter talking about Ricky Kyle. That's a rivalry that's going to reignite, I think. We have Stryker talking about Mr. Messiah. That feud's kind of about to blow up. Spurs vowing revenge on El Barbero. We have Bad Company once again getting banned from Trash Talk for their illicit behavior outside of the arena. Noble House introduces Jackie Moon as their female wrestler to be their entrant in the Double X division. We have 16, Angelo Marksmith talking about Venom Scott. Alligator, Disciples of Doom, lots of promos from them, talking about Mr. Wackadoo, which is going to play out in this very near future. We have El Barbero coming out to Real American. With Gato, we have Trash Talk from the Leather Brigade. We have Sax Gotha calling out Venom Scott. We have Chief Fox wanting a lose-a-lease match against Bodacious Biff Beverly. That actually happened at the WrestleRama pay-per-view. Catfish Rob is awesome. We have the new wrestler, the villain, Victor Kane.
I love him, by the way.
Yes, he's fun. And you may have noticed he got a full-page debut. We're going to try to do more of that as a way to introduce new characters. So if you want to have that kind of debut, please contact me with your trash talk and help me package it up, or you can package it up and send it to me, and we'll work it in. Let's see. Phantom Striker attacked Mr. Magnificent. We had Disciples of Doom promo from Vincent Payne and the End Games.
Why didn't Phantom Striker attack Hannibal?
What?
Why did Phantom Striker not attack Hannibal? I'm just saying because Jay Montgomery's not in the bureau.
Yes.
That's weird to me.
I only work here. Venom Scott, quote-unquote Venom Scott, came out to cut a promo. Again, I'm not sure if it is him, but if it is, okay, cool. But I'm not sure if it is or not.
Shit or get off the pot.
Suburban Hill Savages. Well, Jimmy North standing up to him, so good for Jimmy North. And I actually signed the Jimmy North versus Great Knight Isaiah Ryder, and that was at WrestleRama. So Suburban Hill Savages talk about their elimination cage match, where you have to throw your opponent out of the ring. Don't forget, this match happened with it was Noble House and Rick Riley way back when. So good to see that match brought back. That's a fun match. Grand Sabrosa bragging about being the Intercontinental Champion. We have Jimmy North saving Bad Company from a sneak attack. We have Russia Roulette griping about not being on the cover again. We have the scandalous...
It'd be nice if we get a picture. Maybe we put him on the cover.
Yes, that would help.
If you're not going to get a picture, I'm going to use a picture of Lanny Poffo.
There you go.
Yeah.
We have Kennedy Cage and Erica Rockwell going public.
Did their cloud get hacked?
I'm guessing, the fappening got caught up in the fappening. So there's that. Let's see, that's kind of the BRL as a whole.
All right, fantastic. Good stuff as always. Next up is the CWL, cycle number 214, CWL champion Atticus Poundover, Network champion Joe Boring, United States champion Forgotten Vagrants, Yukon champion Barry, taking E. Stevens, Caribbean champion Toxic, Amazon Basin champion Friendzone Frederick Goodfellow, British Isles champion Rick Starr, Arabian champion Riot, South African champion Alex von Schnapp, Siberia champion Milton Starsbuster, East Asia champion Hiro Hong Long, Oceanic champion Lauren Oder, CWL tag team champions James and Billy Stone, Network tag team champions Garrett Shadowstar and David Hammerhead, and CWL six-man champions Peter Cross, Bill Bonecutter, and Bob Bonecutter. Network six-man champions, Forgotten Vagrants, Wildcard Garrett Shadowstar, and the Tyrant, David Hammerhead. Matt, what's going down, CWO?
A lot's going down. There's some promos in here. Montgomery cuts an excellent promo, building up to his big match against Barry Stevens in the finals of the Continental Tournament. Lauren O'Dur's seemingly not as calm and as he appears.
It's like he's going crazy. What's wrong with him? He looks like he's been smoking some junk.
Now, you might notice Dynamite wasn't in the bulletin and it wasn't posted online. There's been some production issues there. So what I would suggest is I'm sending my TTN next cycle to the commish and to the IWA, just as a backup in case there's another problem. I would just say that for now as a good backup. Otherwise, there's feuds going on, but get more into that next time.
I dig it, man. I dig it. Next up, IWL, number 84. League champion, Drunken Camper. Television champion, Graham Underwood. New York City champion, Fortune 500, Aaron McFleece. Los Angeles champion, TJ Relic. Boston champion, Tim Riggins III. Detroit champion, H. Del Imposter. Cleveland champion, Ulysses Monroe. Dallas champion, JJ Dallas. Memphis champion, Attic McCoy. Miami champion, Piper the Goofball Monroe. San Francisco champion, Grover Dill. Chicago champion, Madman Max Mayhem. Tag team champions, Blank 3 and 4. TV tag team champions, John and Isaac Slaughter. Six-man champions, Marcus the Monster Monroe, Piper the Goofball Monroe, and Ulysses Monroe. And TV six-man champions, Frederick Xavier, Graham Underwood, and Kennedy Cage. So what's going down in the IWL? We have a Noble House. They're having a house party since they won the World Tag Team Championship. A lot of luminaries here. That's good to see. Hanging out with the cream of the crop in terms of celebrities, which is awesome. We do have the finals of both the international and South American tournaments. They're coming up shortly, and that will take place next cycle, along with Soul Survivor. Soul Survivor is next cycle, so don't send any more money because the deadlines have passed. So I'm not taking any more entry fees at this point. So just keep that in mind. Starting in cycle 86, the Madison Square Garden Tag League tournament, and that will begin cycle 86. We have the return of the Enforcers. Apparently, he changed his name from Rex Rude, from Bobby Crude to Rex Rude.
Sure.
Okay, moving on. We have a picture by Black Demon Jr. He's telling Lucha that the truth shall set him free. Tell the truth, Lucha. He's fuck that guy. We have a promo here from the Drunks. The Drunks are awesome, and I think they're going to do big business here in the IWL moving forward. So the Drunks are wishing us a happy St. Patrick's Day. So hopefully they get in a big feud coming up shortly. We have a promo here from the Boys LaCroix and Winston Smith Jr., who appears with an oversized novelty clock, Flavor Flav style, which is nice. Basically the TMS and Monroes are getting into a huge feud, which will. I'm sorry, the clock explodes in the distance, and there's an owl perched on the shoulders of the Croix that also explodes, and then black confetti rains from the charred bodies of the stuffed owls. So yeah. Read that. That's funny shit right there. But TMS and the Monroes are in a feud, and hopefully they'll get settled at Soul Survivor. Again, don't forget that Kennedy Cage and Erica Wackwell have gone public. Apparently, they were in the closet together. Graham Underwood is the current reigning and defending IWL Heavyweight Champion, and he will defend his championship against the number one contender at Soul Survivor. We have a promo here from the Monroes, and they are prepared for the title defense. Piper and Lucius Monroe, and the question has been posed that are they prepared for the tag title defense? Or are they too focused on the Midnight Society? Only time will tell. We have Fortune 500 and Hostile Takeover, who did not decide to do TT. Apparently, they're out playing Extreme Frisbee. So That message was brought to you by Dale the Owl.
Can we get a Dale the Owl versus Gato cage match?
I would love that. We have TT here from Tim Riggins III. Again, he'll be facing TJ Relic and Dr. Slam at the pay-per-view. He also has some tough words for Ali Atari. So don't forget that Tim Riggins III is the Dream Master.
Dream Master, like the Dream Warriors?
Isn't that Nightmare on Elm Street?
Sure was.
Part 4? Or was Part 3?
Oh, one of them.
Yeah. Masturbators. So tell me about these 4 questions from Mad Dog Dick Jackson.
Oh, Dick Jackson is a little article thing here where he basically just takes one of the superstars and says, hey, how would you like 4 questions? Kind of give it a little push there. So I'm trying to go around to different players and get them involved. So if you want to be involved, drop me a line and I'll work with Dick Jackson as far as some questions. Again, it's simple, just quick, straightforward questions. So if you want in, let me know.
There it is. We have a promo here from Norman Spivey, who is walking around the arena when his phone rings. He answers it. Then he turns around and runs back to his car. There you go.
Oh, he left his lights on.
Coming soon to the IWL. Actually, he's actually already here. The Mexican lucha sensation, H. Del Imposto. We have a promo here from Johnny Pronto, who is talking more crap about Aaron McFleece. He might get a shot at the Grand Prix title. I don't know. We'll see. Most likely be yes.
Pushover.
Fantastic TT from JJ Dallas, TJ Relic, Graham Taylor. No, Solomon Graham, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
So we have TT here from TJ Relic, JJ Dallas, Solomon Graham. Again, really, really great stuff. Yeah, go check this out because I really dig it. I like the new picture of TJ Relic too, looking grizzled. Apparently the team of Dallas and Relic are going by the names of Swords of Excalibur, which is really sweet. I dig that. They're looking to get their revenge on the Croys for what they did to them too. So, picture of the Italian Stallions. We have a promo here. Not sure who this is from, but so I'm gonna skip it. Moving on. And then we have a picture of Senor Lucha, and it doesn't look like Senor Lucha. Looks like somebody else. I don't think that's not Senor Lucha. I know Senor Lucha, and you, sir.
I saw that picture.
And you, sir, know Senor Lucha. So there you go. That's the IWL in a nutshell. Guys, do yourself a favor. Go through this. Read the IWL. It's fantastic, and it's awesome. Don't forget that Soul Survivor will be taking place this cycle. Write-ups will be due to me next cycle. Again, we're doing something a little bit different. It'll be more of a recap than a full match write-up, so keep that in mind while you write these up. I already got a write-up, too. We want to try to condense it because, word on the street is that people weren't reading these pay-per-view matches because they were too long. So we're gonna make them smaller. We're gonna condense them down. All right, next up, NWL Cycle 111. League champion winning 10 free matches because he retained the patient stalker who patiently stalks his patients. TV champion Billy Joe Jim Bob. Atlantic champion Alabaster. Central champion the wrestler with no name. Dixie champion Keelan Crash Wendorf. Eastern champion Cyrus Valley. Mountain champion Gary Galaxy. Northern champion Derek Dark. Pacific champion The Prospector. Prairie champion Bookworm. Southern champion the author of Agony LePage Turner. Western champion The Nightmare Johnny Carnage. Tag team champions Nightmare Johnny Carnage and Derek Dark. TV tag team champion The Prospector and Billy Joe Jim Bob. Six-man champions The Wrestler with No Name, Alabaster, and Uneven Bread. No. Unleavened Bed?
Unleavened.
What the fuck's that mean?
It doesn't rise. It's like matzah.
So flatbread?
Yeah. Well,
You
worse.
mean-
Super.
Like
Super
pita
flat.
bread?
Yeah, worse.
Is it like a tortilla?
Look, man, I don't name your wrestlers after bread. How about that?
Unleavened bread.
Unleavened.
TV six-man champions Johnny Carnage, Keelan Crash Wardorf, and Jordan Drake. So, Matt, what's going down in the NWL?
Oh, we got lots of good stuff. We got the Choo Choo Club with Railroad Express.
Choo-choo!
Lots going on. We have a final of Drake versus Wendorf for the Lions Den. So it's going to be an interesting little final explosion there. Getting some great promos from Johnny Carnage. We have the arrival of Bookworm, who joins Blazer Corp. And Bookworm is a nerdy-looking guy, except for he's 7 feet tall. He's enormous.
9 feet tall if you look at the picture.
He does look pretty tall. Like,
Jesus.
I saw the pictures. I'm like, wow. Somebody went all in on Madden. We have Blazer Corp cutting a promo. And, it's, again, lots of good work.
My favorite is Sold Out Petrov. I'm just letting you guys know. That's my favorite.
Yes. We have Blazer Corp presenting War. So,
yeah.
Until the blood runs out, they will fight. The author of Agony, LePage Turner, has a full-page thing promoting his book, 501 Ways to Win. Then he thanks the commissioner for helping with the trash talk. So if you're listening out there, contact your commissioners. Get your help. Railroad Express talks about battling the Mayans. Nice little promo, kind of a pre-match promo, then a match-up, kind of old school, then a post-match promo. Really nice, very, very old school touch to it. Love the work. Got a big promo from Chris Hero on his way out. Kind of an odd one, but whatever. It's all done, so skipping over that. We have the tag team of the Bios of the Terrorizers, Matthew Grabowski and Johnny WrestleFest. So
WrestleFest being the greatest wrestling game in the history of the arcade, by the way.
Yes. I'm not sure. 7'4", 165, so they were a large duo. Then we have Timothy Zastampowski cutting a promo and calling out another promo from Big Bad Bob coming out to Goldberg's music. Using
what if it's that Goldberg's music? You think there's a band named the Goldbergs?
No, I think it's the bum bum da, he comes out to Goldberg.
It'd be more funny if it was like Goldberg, like the theme music for the TV show. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah. Haphazard Chris Havoc is offering a new logo, and we have from Sold Out Petrov the Cold War Special mixtape. Classics like America the Spineless, The Capitalist Machine is Greased with the Blood of the Workers, and much more.
I love him, by the way. Can we sit here and just bask in the glory of Judo Man and Ninja Man? They're amazing.
What do you like about them so much?
That they're awesome?
They are a team. They are a team. Oh, I'll get to that next. Hold on, sorry. I was caught up in the Sold Out Petrov promo with Sean Mooney.
There's no TT from Billy Joe Jim Bob? That's sad.
No.
I want to know more about Billy Joe Jim Bob.
I do too. We have a promo from Keelan Crash Wendorf talking about the Lions tournament. He's in the finals, so
yeah.
He's calling out wrestler with no name. And then of course you have Kick is on the move. Judo Man, Ninja Man come out in squared circle, leaping into the ring, taking a time at the mic. And they're talking about their fans, and they're talking about their Chinese.
Which is cool. Which is cool because one of them is Chinese and the other one is Japanese, and they're going to show everyone around the world that Japan and China, as Asian nations, can join forces to become stronger.
Yes,
that's brilliant shit right there.
It is, and then we've got a nice, sweet promo from Big Bad Bob.
Do you know he ranked 13th in last cycle's Battle Royal? Do you want to know that? Because it tells me on the side of this picture.
That's right. So, Big Bad Bob.
What does the UW stand for?
The what?
Check this out. Because I'm looking at Big Bad Bob's picture here. He's a nice picture of an arm. Looks like Lex Luger, by the way. All right. This is Legion of Doom, NWL, U.W. I wonder if that's a stable. Eastern Regional Champion, 19-0-2 with $33,000 in iCash. Then on the bottom it has IG and AD and the Beast for Big Bad Bob.
I don't know. Let's find out.
I'm curious. And not bi-curious, just curious in general.
Jeez. There it is. That's it.
Okay.
As far as IWAR stuff goes, interleague stuff goes, this cycle coming up will be a big one as the Johnny B Cup launches, as does the Murano Memorial Tournament.
Do you think we're hypocrites that we bag on about interleague pay-per-views and then we do IWAR stuff?
No, because we work together. We're not randomly going into other leagues doing stuff without permission, or to make up for the fact, like our leagues lack talent. Like each of our leagues has talented players. We do it as a strengthening thing. I think it's more like we do events that are built around interleague stuff.
Yeah.
Which is fine, but like we're not only about that. I think it's a fine line. You want to be like, for example, the NXT show is really strong.
Mm-hmm.
It's part of the WWE universe, but it's its own creature. Same for any of our leagues. They're their own creatures.
Whose thing's that song? Rex and Effects? No.
Tag team? No.
Tag team back again. And then, yeah. All right. Yeah.
Whoop there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why I know that.
That's. I usually know the obscure shit. That's a good one.
I do what I can.
All right. So this cycle's shittiest TT of the cycle, and this one is in the BRL. No. Yeah, man. Fuck this shit. I'm pissed.
Here we go.
Yeah. I always wondered to myself, do we do more harm than good by pointing these things out? I often wonder. Like, should we really be bringing attention to such things? And then there's the other part of me that's like, yeah, fuck that shit. So if a TT here, apparently the Puerto Rican military went to war with a small group of Americans who were stationed there and came out victorious. What the fuck is this nonsense? So apparently we have Maria Trump is a dictator of Puerto Rico, which is weird. Me being a Puerto Rican myself, all right, I have no idea what the fuck this is. This is some shit, huh? A couple of things here. Puerto Rico doesn't have a military. They have the United States military that's responsible for defending the island. Now, Puerto Rico does have a state defense force, which is much like a National Guard. Heck, New York State has a state defense force. That's not a military, per se. So that's weird. So I don't know what kind of alternate universe or dimension this is taking place in, but it's not in the real world, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Like, this is weird. It's a little bit uncomfortable. I don't understand Puerto Rican-American relations go. I don't. That's redundant. Puerto Rico's part of America? Like, I'm an American citizen? My mother is an American citizen? My grandma is an American citizen? It would be shitty on its own historically, right? But it'd be less shitty if this was Cuba, because at least it would make better sense.
Yeah.
Like, under no circumstances have Puerto Rico has ever been independent. It was part of Spain, now part of the United States. It's like 1892. Fucking A. I don't know. Like, what do you think? Like, I understand that this dude's hard on for Latin women. I get that. I'm married to a Latin woman. I could understand what he sees in them, obviously, right? They will cut you with a razor blade while you're asleep, so just be wary of that. Just to keep that in mind. But this has nothing to do with professional wrestling. It has nothing to do with anything, and that's where the problem lies. He's not attacking anybody. He's not talking about nobody. He's just kind of writing like this weird fan fiction.
Right, and that goes to, like, we saw some TT in other leagues that was really bizarre and rambling, and I think one thing you got to keep in mind is, yeah, you want to write TT you enjoy, but who's your audience? If you're just writing for yourself, go to a dead league, submit your TT, and enjoy yourself. Or go to a dead league, be a commissioner, and make up all the storylines you're on your own. I would just say that, when you're doing your trash talk, who is your audience? What are you trying to say? What is your message? If it's just for ramble, that's on you. If you're trying to send subliminal personal attacks, that's on you. I mean, people pick up on these things. It says more if they don't respond than if they do. But
fucking weird.
I don't know who he's trying to talk to, so that's his problem.
He ain't fucking talking to me. Fucking slap the shit out of that motherfucker. That's the bottom line.
Yep.
Unfucking. So yeah, that is the worst TT. Not necessarily offensive. Just overall stupid.
Yeah.
and just a waste of everyone's time. So, guys, rookies especially, I know a lot of NWL guys. Listen to this. Don't do this shit. Don't do this. All right, Matt, what's going down IWAR wide?
Just the tournaments right now. The one big thing that's coming up this summer is going to be the Summer Series, which is going to be a chance for all of the IWAR players to have one wrestler in this event. And it's going to be a head-to-head series, you versus another player. And it's going to be very interesting, but it's going to be a bigger prize, so a bigger fee, but it's only one wrestler each. So the kind of gist of this is sort of, if you had to pick one wrestler and you're banking on one strategy, kind of the LWL approach, for 3 cycles, and if you beat your opponent, you advance to the 4th round, and then the highest overall strat over all those wrestlers over 4 cycles wins the prize. So more on that coming, but for now, that's the big events right now going on. Soul Survivor is next, I think, in IWL, right?
Yep. This cycle, I'll be sending in the matches.
There you go.
And I'll be getting the strat totals, and I will have a uninterested third party pick the 5 holds that will be chosen to determine a winner.
There you go.
There it is. All right, guys, so we are officially out of time. So for Matt Riley, I'm